Welcome back to the show, the eternal show. We're never gonna die. We're gonna live forever. It's raining in Chicago, and I don't know about San Francisco. There's some kind of weather. There's weather everywhere. There's a tropical storm somewhere of North Carolina and other places. That's the same storm, but it's taken over the whole place because it's the same storm. Oh, seventh heaven.
Why do you need smack?
Why do you need smart?
Welcome, everyone, to AAWY, and also with you podcast from Affable Idiots every single week. Join us and all your other lifelong friends as we laugh together. Oh, giggle, giggle, I'm a dentigation. We share secrets. You guys know that I can put my baby toenail into like a tiny little vial? I don't know what that means. And strengthen our friendships on this off-color Mr. Rogers-esque show. Yo soy one of your hosts, Chad Michael Innes. We also have Jessica Neal.
Hello!
Don't call her Jessica, though. Her name's Jessie. If you call her Jessica, it'll be just fine. And all of you lifelong friends listening and watching across the world. I'm so happy to be here with all of you right now.
And also with you.
Jessie, we're going to watch me take a sip out of this mug while I think of the question that I'm going to ask you in 2 seconds.
I was really hoping you were going to sip it and go...
I'm going to start today by asking you a question, and I want you to answer honestly.
Okay, promises.
What is the warmest you've been in recent memory?
The warmest?
The warmest you've been in recent memory.
Oh gosh, the other day I woke up from a nightmare. My shirt was completely soaked through.
Whoa, that's hot.
I guess at that point, I was cold because I'd come down from the hotness, and that's why I woke up. But I have to think that was also the hottest, right?
Do you think that maybe you were just dead asleep, couldn't really feel or sense anything, and Casey just wanted to have a wet t-shirt contest, and he sprayed you with a super soaker?
Definitely.
That's probably what happened.
Like, I had to change my clothes, my side of the bed was wet, and I had to flip my pillow over.
Or do you think you just peed up your entire body?
You did that once.
I did. That is called skill.
A bye.
A bye.
A bye. I would have to say that. I don't know, I've been hot at night a lot recently because it's been, the temperature here in Chicago has been doing that thing where it jumps up and down and up and down.
Yeah, it's called trampoline.
The trampoline, exactly. And we've been sleeping with the door closed so that the sunlight doesn't come in and wake our dog up early,
right,
because then she wakes us up early. And then there's just not much airflow going around, even though we have the ceiling fan and another fan on, but I get hot at night.
That's what I've so in San Francisco, it's rarely hot at all. So nowhere has air conditioning. So I've got my air conditioning, and by that I mean windows, because I just said we don't have air conditioning. I've got my windows open almost 24/7, and I sleep with them open. But there's the occasional day or like 4 during the summer when it gets to be like 80s and 90s, and it's really, really hot.
Yeah.
And we're on the top floor of the building, so it's even hotter. This year I got smart, and at the end of April, I bought 2 tower fans that are like maybe 2 feet tall.
I thought you were going to say you bottled some Kool-Aid.
I bottled some Kool-Aid.
I bottled some Kool-Aid.
No, I got 2 tower fans.
For when it gets hot.
And I have one of them pointed at the top of my body on my desk to my bed.
Nice.
And then I've got another one on the other side of the room pointed at the bottom of my body.
That's hot.
And then whenever it's bedtime and it's a little bit warm, I'll just put the sheet over top of me, put the comforter to the side, and I'll just say, "Hey, Siri, fans on," and she'll turn on the fans for me, and they'll just go
because she's Siri.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to separate that so that it didn't actually do that, because that would be terrible for the sound quality of this podcast.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be good. We wouldn't like that.
No, we would not. Jesse, let's go into a little bit of healthy competition today.
Let's do it. I love being healthy and competing.
Well, we're going to be one of those things. Today, we're actually going to be collaborating, and our goal,
let's do it.
Our competition today is going to be casting the Rick and Morty movie. But before we get that, we want to recap last week. Last week we played Hinky Holiday, which we had to guess whether this off-brand Halloween descriptor was something that was real or something that Jesse made up. And we had one person take the quiz, Thank you, that one person. You're so great. You played along with us. Took it 4 to 6. Oh, they got 4 to 6 points out of the total 12?
Yeah, it was out of a total 12.
4 to 6 points. What was the emoji on that one?
Oh, gosh. That emoji was... Let me just pull that back up.
I want to say it was a whale.
Was that the one with the pizza?
I did not look at it, so I made up a whale right now.
That was the mermaid and the pizza.
Mermaid pizza. It's because you put the mermaid's pasties on the pizza as pepperonis.
Ooh, very good.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
But Jesse,
Yes.
This week we are casting the Rick and Morty movie. And because we try to make every single segment on this show have audience participation in it, as you're listening, if you have a better idea for any of these characters, we want you and Go to tell us what is your casting for the Rick and Morty movie. Obviously, everyone loves Rick and Morty. That's science.
How could you not?
If you don't, then you're probably a no good, dirty dog. So in this, Rick and Morty is in its 4th season right now. It's still strong as ever. I mean, nothing's quite as good as the Pickle Rick episode yet. But obviously,
Pickle Rick.
with the number of episodes, I think it was like 70 episodes that they got renewed for or something like that.
Shit.
There's a lot of animation on the way, but I need us to figure out what the live-action movie that will inevitably be made will look like. So we're going to go ahead and cast the main cast of characters, and then we'll pick and choose a couple of side characters that we really like. Like, we have to cast Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Good. Yeah.
Mr. MVP.
Yeah, MVP.
So we're going to start by casting the main leads. You can't have a Rick and Morty movie without a strong Rick and a strong Morty. Now, here are the guidelines going into this. We have to agree on the person.
Okay.
And I want us to head into this with a non-traditional casting in mind. Like, it can be colorblind casting. Like, even though they're all a family, they don't all have to be the same race. They don't all have to be what is the sister's name? If the sister, whose name I can't remember right now.
What is her name? Hold on. I'll tell you.
So like
Beth.
No, that's the mom.
That's the mom. Summer.
So like if Summer is a white girl in this movie and we decide she's going to be a small Asian boy in our movie, that's totally fine as well, as long as it fits for the character.
Nice. I like it. Let's do it.
That being said, if we end up with a whole cast of white people, that's also not against the law. It just happened to be the best fit.
Or if we end up with an entire cast of dead and fake animals from various television shows.
There you go. Rowdy, R-O-W-D-I-E. All right, let's start with Rick Sanchez.
Let's see here.
He's the uncle to the kids of this family. He's staying with them. He's a drunk. He's super brilliant, time travel, all that kind of stuff. Who is going to play Rick Sanchez? Burps a lot.
I like the idea of Danny DeVito, but I think there are others. But I just think he'd be great.
Danny DeVito with the energy of Frank Reynolds from Sunny in Philadelphia.
It would be the energy of Frank Reynolds.
But also, it's basically a smart Frank Reynolds. It's a really, really smart Frank Reynolds, which is not something we've really seen at all.
We've never seen that.
I could see Danny
Definitely
DeVito.
Him.
I could see a little bit of Danny DeVito. I feel like there might be better people out there though.
There might be. I don't know. I don't know. Jordan Peele might be good for the dad.
You know, this doesn't fit necessarily age-wise, but Rafi from The League, the guy he also plays Dennis Feinstein in Parks and Rec.
Yes.
I feel like he could be. He's a little young, but I feel like he could be a really good Rick Sanchez. Maybe we change it up, and he's no longer
100%.
Maybe he's
It has to be Rafi.
Maybe he's Beth's brother and not Beth's dad in our movie adaptation. How old is he?
Oh wait, I was thinking of Rafi as Rick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh right,
but we changed the character of Rick to be a brother instead of a dad because Rafi's just young.
Yeah.
Rafi,
and his real name appears to be Jason Mantzoukas.
Jason Mantzoukas. Will you keep track of this
Mantzoukas.
on a note?
Yeah, let me open a new note.
Jason Mantzoukas. He's 47. Okay.
Let's see. So Rick.
We could age him up a little bit, maybe make him late 50s. That would make Beth and the dad in the show, Jerry. I was thinking Sleepy Gary. That's a different character. That would make them. They could probably be in their like late 30s, and then the kids. Yeah, that could totally work.
Yeah, that could totally work. Because but Jason Mantzoukas was born in 1972, which makes him a certain
47.
age. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could totally play.
Okay,
that.
Jason Mantzoukas is Rick Sanchez.
Yeah, 100%.
Morty is the grandson. He's 14 in the show, I believe. Obsessed with girls and masturbation, but goes on a bunch of trips with his grandpa to alien planets.
I wanted to say Frankie Muniz, but definitely not. Definitely not. But,
he's definitely too old now, but maybe
he's way too old now. He's 34.
What about some of them Stranger Things kids?
Oh yeah. Like Gatton.
Gatton, I feel like is too Morty needs to be kind of skittish and kind of scared of everything. And then occasionally has a little bit of courage. But I feel like Gatton is just he's too badass.
Gatton is pretty badass, isn't he?
Yeah. For trio.
Badass beast. Huh.
What if... Sorry, I just had the thought of what about 11? Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh yeah, because doesn't need to be a boy. I like it as a girl. I like that a lot.
I don't know if Millie Bobby Brown's the best person. She seems like she's too gentle and quiet and not really skittish. Morty's a talker.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Completely agreed.
I've never really seen her be that character.
Let's see here. Who do we have?
Kid actors, girls. Let's Google that.
Kid actors, girls.
Tom Holland came up.
Hey, you heard it here first.
Oh, Abigail Breslin. God, she would have been so good as a little kid, but now she's way too old.
Yeah, she was great.
Oh, the girl from Matilda. These are all old.
Old kids.
Cindy Lou Who girl, she looks rough now. Woo!
Ooh. Oh, the girl that played Cindy Lou Who is in a band. She's in an emo band.
I could tell from the picture.
Big time. Big time. Big time. That's fun.
There's a I don't know. I feel like I don't really have any leads on a Morty character.
I don't either currently.
Let's move on. And we'll come back to Morty.
Perfect.
Beth the mom. She drinks quite a bit to deal with her husband. Yes. She's the one who wears the pants in the family. Currently played by Sarah Chalke of Scrubs fame. Dr. Elliot Reed, moment killer.
Moment killer! Love it.
But I believe Sarah Chalke is too old to have Rafi as a dad. What is Rafi's real name? Jason Momoa?
Jason Mantzoukas.
Mantzoukas. Yeah, she was born in 1976, which makes her 44.
Farty far.
Farty far.
Farty far. Farty far. That's fun. Who is an actress that could play this character?
Okay. Have you ever watched... Yes, you have watched Buffy.
I'm currently rewatching.
Are you really? Okay.
Yeah.
The girl who plays the lesbian friend, who also is in How I Met Your Mother, who plays Lily on How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, and she was in that movie where she puts the flute.
Yes, she was in she was in American Pie.
What's that called?
American Pie.
Yeah, that's Allison Hannigan.
Allison Hannigan. How old is Allison Hannigan? What does she look like nowadays? I feel like I haven't seen her
same
since How I Met Your Mother, and that was 10 years ago?
I don't think she's aged.
No. Phoebe, the girl from the Amazon Prime show that we love, that she wrote it, and her best friend died.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
I love Phoebe
Waller-Bridge. She's
I love Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
perfect. She has excellent delivery.
Yeah.
She's a great writer. We can have her on the writing team as well.
Yes. Oh, that would be a dream. I want to be friends with her.
What is the name of that show?
Which show?
The show that she wrote and was on Amazon Prime.
Oh, Fleabag.
Fleabag. Yes. God, that show is
That
so
started
fucking
out
good.
as a one-woman show. I want like a one-woman live show.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to see to that.
I think they might have put it out on Amazon or somewhere because of the quarantine and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
I think they might have released it for free to watch.
Oh, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Yes.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love her. I love her so much.
Okay. So next we come to Jerry. Now Jerry's a bit of a doofus. He's a little bit of a coward.
Such a doofus.
But he's also like oddly confident. And then he's a coward.
Yeah.
And I feel like every time we cast something, I always come back to Ty Burrell because he's perfect as a dad in everything. The guy who played the dad on Modern Family.
He is perfect at everything. But may I submit a rebuttal?
Yes, please.
I think that Keegan-Michael Key could be great in this role.
Oh, shit, yes. Yes, Keegan-Michael Key.
I think he could be fantastic in this role. Oh, I'm not even writing these down in the note. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Morty, Beth
that is perfect. That is spot on.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the Netflix show that he's in? Friends from College or Friends? Yeah, Friends from College.
Yeah, that show got canceled.
Did it? It was pretty good, but he was really good in that.
I love him. He's just so stupid, you know? I just love him. I just love him.
Oh, man.
Perfect.
That's a great call.
Thank you. Thank you
Put
very
that in
much.
your pipe and smoke it.
And with him and Phoebe Waller-Bridge as husband and wife, I just think that would be so great.
I want them to get married in
They
real life.
could really do some good stuff with that.
Yes. Okay, so now we have Summer, which is the daughter, and we have Morty to cast in the core family. Summer and Morty.
Let's see.
So Summer, she is late teen. She's like a senior in high school or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's got an attitude. She's carefree, but then she also likes to be included in things.
Loves to be included in things. Yep.
All right, who's going to be Summer? I don't know if she's a perfect fit, but this is kind of a good starting point.
Mm-hmm.
The girl from Ozark, the blonde curly-haired girl who plays like Jason Bateman's number 2. She was trying to kill him in season 1, and then now she's part of. Have you watched Ozark?
I've only seen season 1 so far.
You should.
It's on my
you
list
should
of
watch it
things
for
to-
sure.
to-
Ozark.
I loved season 1.
blonde
I just
girl.
let's see, cast. I loved season 1.
Her name is Ruth on the show.
Oh, I've seen her and stuff.
Julia Garner.
Yes.
She's 26. That's perfect. She could play young.
What else have I seen her in? I like her.
I don't know. Let's look at her filmography. She was
Her film autography.
film autography. She was in Tomato Red, whatever that is. Grandma, Good Kids, Sin City.
I feel like I've seen her in something recently.
I thought I saw her in more things other than Ozark, but I don't recognize anything from this list.
I know I saw her in the preview for that Netflix show Waco.
Okay.
She's been in a ton of stuff.
She has. I don't know if she's perfect for Summer, but she's a good starting point.
Yeah, she's a good actress. I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know if she's perfect for Summer, but she's a good starting point. Who else is there?
Lady.
Are there other actors? Like, do they even exist?
I'm just Googling lady actresses.
Let's see here.
Oh, that came up with too many, like Katharine Hepburn. Let's do young lady actresses.
Her current lady actresses.
Sarah. Oh, okay. Oh, how old is Sarah Hyland now from Modern Family? Play the older sister on Modern Family.
Well, Hollywood is really good about cast. Like, if you look like you can play that age, and it doesn't matter if you're 30. She's 29.
I just haven't seen her in a while either.
She
Sarah
is
Hyland.
29. Who else could do this?
No, she looks a little too old to play a high school senior.
What about Kiernan Shipka?
Kiernan Shipka.
She played the daughter in Mad Men. She's Sabrina on that new.
Ooh.
She's
Yeah. No, yes, she could definitely play it.
Couldn't she do it?
She's got a little bit of an
like her.
attitude to her as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I love her. I think she's great.
I'm into that. Second City.
All right.
She was in Second City?
What's Second City?
You live in
Like,
Chicago. The Second
theater?
City. Yeah.
You said she was in Second City. Like it was a production.
She was a part of
called
Second City.
Oh. I was like, well, I know Sin City.
No, she's great. Yeah, Kiernan
Yeah.
Shipka.
I like her. And I like her name. It's a fun name.
It is a fun name. All right. Now it comes time for Morty.
Let's see here.
I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like I want a pudgy little 12-year-old girl to play Morty.
Like the Breslin girl.
Yeah, like Abigail Breslin.
Little Miss Sunshine.
100%. That's what I want. Is young Abigail Breslin in Little Miss Sunshine.
I wish we could have her back. Let's see.
Pudgy little girl actresses.
Oh my gosh.
Drake and Josh come up.
Let's see.
Chunk. God, Chunk from the Goonies.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Chunk. Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, Cameron Diaz came up on mine. Nope, that's definitely not going to work.
Raven Simonier.
Simone Sima.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think of children actors that I know of.
Current child actors. Go.
Kavanjane Wallace. She's probably in her 20s now.
You know that redhead guy from what's the show that Sweet D was in on Fox?
Yes,
there's a redhead kid
I
who
forget.
was like she was looking after
the Mink, the Link,
the what is that show?
Oh my gosh, the Mick.
The Mick, that's what it was. The Mink stole. Oh my God, Macaulay Culkin with long hair. That's
cute.
a sight.
We could get Kavanjane Wallace. She's 16.
Kavanjane Wallace, who is that?
She was in Beasts of the Southern Wild.
Isn't she dead?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
I feel like there was a child actress in one of those movies. Beasts of Southern Wild sounds like... Anyway, how do you spell her name?
Oh, that's right. QuvenZhane.
She doesn't look dead in these pictures.
Yeah, I don't think she's dead. Oh, yeah, she was in the bad remake of Annie. Poor thing.
The sun will come out. She's too old. She's too old to play Morty.
She's way too old, yeah.
This is so hard. She said that.
I know. I'm trying to think of shows that I'm watching or have watched recently that have kids in them.
Little boy actors current.
These Google searches.
Oh, shit. Have you seen the movie Good Boys?
I don't think so.
It came out like 2 years ago, or maybe last year, but it was the...
Is it the boy from Room?
Oh, I don't know.
The boy in the middle of the picture here. That is the same boy from Room. What's his name?
I don't know, but I feel like he could... I think that's the same kid that you're looking at, that I'm looking at. I think he could be a good one.
You're talking about the one in the middle of the thing with the swoopy hair?
I'm not looking at the same picture you are, but I have a feeling that we're talking about the same kid. Good Boys movie.
Let's see.
Images. Yes.
Jacob
yes,
Tremblay.
Yes.
Yeah, he played the boy in Room. He's great.
I think he could be a great Morty. He's also just like a good actor. He's a good kid actor.
Yeah, he's great. And he's 13, so, good enough. Close enough. I'm into it.
Yeah. Him and Rafi as Rick.
That's perfect.
God, that would be so good.
That's
okay.
perfect.
What's his name? Jason Tremblay, Jordan Peele, Michael Key.
Is it Jacob? Jacob Tremblay.
Jacob Tremblay. That's our Morty, everyone. Whew.
Congratulations.
So that's the core cast. Let's go over it again. We have the guy who plays Rafi in The League. What's his name again?
Jason Mantzoukas. Do you want me to share this note with you?
Yes, please. Jason Mantzoukas as Rick.
As Rick, yep.
Jacob Tremblay as Morty. We have Keegan Michael Key as Jerry.
Oh, hold on. I'm sending this to you now.
I think you sent it to me now.
There we go. Keegan Michael Key as Jerry and Kiernan Shipka.
As Summer. Who was Beth again? Oh, Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Beth.
The wonderful Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Okay, so I'm going to throw out a couple of side characters that I think would be good. Obviously, MBP, Mr. Poopy Butthole. Sorry, MPB.
100%.
MPB.
Mr. Poopy Butthole, MPB.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we should cast him. I think we should cast Bird Person.
Oh, 100%
Gotta cast Bird Person. There's the gear guy, the guy who's made up of gears. He comes up a couple
what's
times.
his name?
We should cast him. Gearhead, I think, is his name.
Rick and Morty Gearhead.
Rick and Morty
right.
side characters.
Gearhead.
Abradolph Linkler.
Reverse giraffe.
You all know me. I'm Reverse Giraffe. I have a short neck and legs.
Stupid.
Mr. Meeseeks. We should cast Mr. Meeseeks.
Oh, absolutely. Is it Meeseeks? There we go.
I want
Who
Mr.
else?
Meeseeks to be Andy Dick.
Oh my gosh. Has he been canceled?
Probably. Yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to employ him.
I don't remember if he's canceled or not.
Hi, I'm Crumbopulous Michael.
Crumbopulous Michael. Oh, somebody attacked him brutally in August last year.
Okay, so we're gonna do Mr. Poopy Butthole. We're gonna do Bird Person, Gearhead, Meeseeks.
I'm just looking. Definitely.
And I think one more. Who else should we do? Give it a nice even 5.
I'm just looking at images from the show just to see. Oh, he seems to have manifested some sort of
butt.
Sorry, I just saw that image.
We could
do the dog.
The dog
that becomes smart.
Oh, in like episode 2? Okay.
Or I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Who else could we do?
Woo-wee, I'm Mr. Poopy Butthole.
the big heads that show me what you
Show me what you've got.
Or I'm a professor. What is it? Vagina? No relation.
Principal Vagina, no relation.
Principal Vagina. I'm looking to see.
All right, let's start with Mr. Poopy Butthole. That's what we're all really here to see. Mr.
That's
Poopy
what
Butthole.
That's the reason we came.
He looks like an elongated banana. He's about 1 foot tall. He wears a bowler hat. And he's a good friend of the family, apparently. He said, "Sorry you don't have any bad memories of him. If you love him, you should leave."
What an episode.
And he sounds like this. Ooh-wee! I'm Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Ooh-wee! Your mom's a poopy butthole. Let's see. Who do we want to play Mr. Poopy Butthole?
I feel like we could go 2 ways with this. This could be a CGI character. Or it could be a really, really tiny person. Like, not a tiny person, but a regular-sized person that we shrink down to look really tiny in the movie.
Yeah. And dress him up real scary looking. I feel like Mr. Poopy Butthole, I don't know. I want him to look like him. I don't want him to. What I don't want on our hands is another live action SpongeBob.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, where he's scary looking and very off putting. So I'm wondering if we should CGI him and do a voice actor.
Yep. Okay. Let's do that.
But then at that point, I just think, well, then why don't we just get the guy that voices
just get Justin
Mr.
Roiland
Poopy
to do
Butthole?
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
But see, then that sort of eliminates the fun of the game, right?
100%.
So then I'm gonna have to say we're gonna have to choose a person, dress him up as Mr. Poopy Butthole, and shrink him down.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! And also, wouldn't it be funny if Mr. Poopy Butthole were a female?
Yes. Mr. is just her first name.
Yep, Mr. Poopy Butthole. Ooh-wee. All right, so
Ooh-wee.
who could do Poopy Butthole? Who could do it?
The good news is they don't have to necessarily, like, Mr. Poopy Butthole doesn't have a defined age.
That's true. Mr. Poopy Butthole is
What
just
if we
a
had
thing.
What if we had Betty White running around just going, "Ooh, I'm Mr. Poopy Butthole."
I could totally get into that, honestly.
She's sweet.
Yeah. Let's do it. I love
Betty White
I think
as
that's
Mr.
great.
Poopy Butthole, and we're going to dress her up like him, and we're going to shrink her down with CG.
Yep.
And just have
she's
little
already
Betty
pretty
White running around. Oh, God.
Perfect.
Okay, Mr. Poopy Butthole. Then we have Bird Person.
Bird Person. All right, let's see here.
Obviously, immediately, I think Michael Keaton from Spider-Man as Vulture.
Yes. Yes.
Bird Person has like a... how would you describe Bird Person?
A
Very
person that's
pragmatic.
like a bird. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm bringing up his Wikipedia page.
Deadpan. He's got some gravitas.
Very deadpan. Oh, let's see here.
He's got a blunt disposition, wisdom, and a monotone voice.
He attends Rick's party looking for a new mate after ending his soul bond with his previous spirit partner.
He's super PC.
Oh my gosh. Oh, let's see here. Okay. AKA Phoenix Person, Cyberbird, species, bird person, status, alive, place of origin, bird world. Oh, gosh. Let's see here.
Who's the guy?
Wasn't he working undercover for the Galactic something or other?
I can't remember.
During the wedding episode. Wasn't it during his wedding that he tried to arrest Rick for crimes against something?
I don't remember.
Ah, yes, here we go. During this time, so in the Wedding Squanchers, he and Tammy get married and have a huge wedding party. During this time, he confessed to Beth that he and Rick... Oh, no. I'm sorry. Okay, Bird Person, and Rick were wanted by the Galactic Federation for committing crimes in the name of freedom. That's it. It's Tammy. It was Tammy that was undercover.
Tammy. I don't even remember Tammy.
Tammy was Summer's best friend, with the short brunette that married him.
You're talking about the rainbow magical horse unicorn that comes to her in her dreams?
No, I forgot all about her. No, Tammy, the girl that Bird Person marries.
I remember him marrying somebody. I don't remember anything about her, though. But I'm going to throw out two candidates I think could be good. First being Mark Strong, who he's in The Kingsman.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love it.
I think he could be a good Bird Person. Or, just from like a disposition, the guy who plays the dad in Call Me By Your Name, who's in a ton of stuff that I never remember his name. Michael Rudebaker.
Stuhlbarg.
Michael Stuhlbarg, that's it. Studebaker, Stuhlbarg. Rudebaker.
I love Michael Stuhlbarg. I love him. But
I feel like Mark Strong is a better bird person, though.
I think he's going to be, I mean, look at him.
Yeah, I mean, right?
He's already kind of a bird person.
He's kind of a bird person.
Perfect. So bird person is Mark Strong. I love Michael Stuhlbarg, though. And Call Me By Your Name.
Well, who do we have left to cast? Could we have Michael Stuhlbarg as one of those?
We've got Gearhead and we've got Mr. Meeseeks.
No.
And I don't know that he would fit the role.
No, he's not either of those.
We could get Arnold Schwarzenegger to play Gearhead.
He is like a cop.
And a meathead.
A meathead, yeah. Well, a gearhead.
That's what did I say?
What did I say?
What did I say? What did I say?
Gearhead. Let me just look him up again. Nope, those are all just weird artsy pictures of gears and a skull. Rick and Morty.
Oh, is he called Revolio Clockberg Jr.?
That is his name, yes. Revolio Clockberg Jr.
Let me add that to the note. Clockberg.
So he's bold.
Jr.
He's parts of him that are humanoid look kind of buff. He doesn't wear a lot of clothes. His torso is entirely a see-through box with gears in it. His mouth and ears are all gears.
His father, the only family we know, is Revolio Clockberg Sr. I think that can just be assumed. Let's see here. Gearhead. Oh my gosh.
What if we get Vin Diesel?
He's so old. Let's do it. He'd be good. He'd be good. But is there...
Oh, God. The episode where they take the gears from his crotch and put them in his mouth.
I think Vin Diesel would be good. Wasn't there another guy who was in Triple X? Was it him?
Yep, that was Vin Diesel.
Or
John Cena.
That one.
John Cena as Gearhead. Revolio Clockberg Jr.
I just think he'd be better. He's more of the comedian,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. And Rick and Morty, Gearhead has some comedic elements to him.
Like putting the crotch gears in the mouth.
Yeah. Okay, we have one left, right? Meeseeks, Mr. Meeseeks?
Mr. Meeseeks. Mr. Meeseeks. Let's see here. That could be...
Donald Glover?
He could be good. He could be good.
Or Danny Pudi.
I think Danny
Pudi is 100% Mr.
Great.
Meeseeks.
Yes.
Just look at his face.
I love Danny Pudi. I was trying to think of what's his name? Michael Cera.
Michael Cera. He just has his head is the same shape, especially with his weird afro.
He's so weird. No, I think Danny Pudi would be great for Mr. Meeseeks.
Yep.
I love him.
Danny Pudi from Community, from Winter Soldier.
Was he in Winter Soldier?
He was. He had a cameo in Winter Soldier. Because the Russo brothers directed it, and they also helped create Community.
Right.
Yeah.
Danny Pudi.
D-Poop.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Abed Nadir. Community cameo in Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Oh, that's beautiful.
That's it. All right, will you read off our... I never got the
read
link
it off? No worries. No worries. I got it. We've got Rick, played by Jason Mantzoukas, also known as Rafi on The League. We've got Morty, played by Jacob Tremblay, also known as the little boy in Room, or the guy in that other movie that Mike mentioned.
Good voice.
For Beth, we've got Phoebe Waller-Bridge of Fleabag fame. For Dad, Jerry, we've got Keegan-Michael Key of many different things fame. You done fucked up, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
For Summer, we've got Kiernan Shipka from 50 Mad Men. From Mad Men.
50 Mad Men.
and from 50 Mad Men, and The Chilling Adventures. Oh my gosh, get your mouth together. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. For Mr. Poopy Butthole, we have the amazing Betty White.
I forgot about that.
From Life fame. For Bird Person, we have English villain Mark Strong, because, he always plays a villain.
He does.
For Gearhead, also known as Revolio Clockberg Jr., we've got none other than Jonathan Cena. And for Mr. Meeseeks, we have Danny Pudi of Community fame and The Winter Soldier and other things.
I love it. I love it.
I sent you I texted you the invitation. Did you get it?
You texted me the text of the note, but you didn't text me the shared note itself.
Well, who's an idiot now?
And it's only half of the characters that we got in there. It's okay.
No,
great.
I'm sending it anyway.
I'm
you. Sending it to you now.
Thank you. So it's my note, and I need it now.
And I need it now.
From listening at home, if you had other ideas and you were just shouting them into your phone saying, no, pick this person, let us know who that is. Go take our poll.
Tell us.
Our poll will be, do you agree with our casting? Yes or no?
And if not, get out.
Maybe we'll put a screenshot of the note as the picture so people can see who we cast as who, and then they can
Perfect.
You can comment on it and tell us who you would do instead.
Beautiful. I love it.
Beautiful. All right, let's move on to our honest discussion. So, we have nature versus nurture. Oh, let's talk about last week. Last week we talked about mommy memories in celebration of Mother's Day. We talked about all the lovely things our moms did as when we were kids, and it was great.
I love my mommy.
Love it. If you want to learn a little bit more about just why we are the way that we are, go listen to last week's episode. For this topic, we are doing nature versus nurture. Jesse, take it away.
So, I'm really interested in the idea of nature versus nurture. And it got me thinking, because people have debates about nature versus nurture when it comes to criminals and bad guys and things like that. But do you ever think about it in terms of yourself? So
I haven't.
I thought it would be fun to sort of assess ourselves, and see if we think that we are who we are more because of nature or more because of nurture.
We are who we are, who we are.
Who we are, who we are.
Do you have an example of how you'd like to begin?
Well, for example, in my family, I'm a bit of the oddball. My whole family went to college, which I did, but then, graduated, pretty much got married, bought a home, made a family, got a home, got a dog, had kids, whatever. Whereas I graduated from college, moved away. I'm living with my partner. We're not married. I do have a dog, though. I'm living.
Well, you've got 3/4 of a dog.
Right.
You've got this facsimile of what your other family members have.
Exactly. Everything I have is a facsimile of it. It did we're living together, but the marriage got left out. And then we got the dog, but a leg got left behind. And so it's and I was raised, don't live with a partner until you're married and all of this. And my brothers and my family lived more of a traditional type lifestyle than I do. But I was raised to live that type of a lifestyle, but I didn't. So with that, I think that's more nature. And a lot of the things that I'm into are more nature, like the artsy fartsy things. Obviously I get some of that from my mom because she's also into that.
She does pottery.
Pottery and stained glass.
Oh, that's right. She does stained glass now.
Mm-hmm. She's so good. But so, I do have some of that from my mom, but my brothers and my dad, they're not into it at all. And a lot of my extended family isn't either. So I think a lot of that is my nature. But when it comes to even my morals, some are my nature, most of my family's Republican. I am not. But at the end of the day, a lot of my morals as far as how to treat people and acceptance and things like that, I get from my family, which would be the nurture.
Right.
I think. it's just really interesting, especially from my perspective. And I know it's a little bit different for yours because your whole family is an oddball, so you fit right in. I mean, my family's oddballs, just in different ways. It's just an interesting thing that I was thinking about.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that has to do. I guess this would be nurture, but how much of that has to do with where you live? Because
as far like where, like Hickory,
like
where I was
exactly,
raised?
yeah, like small town North Carolina versus big city Chicago.
Yeah,
Because I feel like that's a trend that, you know, my best friend's from the mountains of North Carolina as well, and everyone in his hometown does the same thing. You get married at a young age, you settle down, you have a family, you have kids, you get divorced, you get married again.
I hope my family doesn't do the deep part. Or yours.
Yep.
Because your brother and your sister did
Exactly, and that's kind of the same thing. Like my older brother and my older sister, they, after college, stayed back in Mint Hill, North Carolina. They started a family. Mint Hill, North Carolina, which is, I mean, it's a suburb of Charlotte, but it's far enough away that like it's kind of a small town. But yeah, you sit down, you have a family, and you buy a house, you buy a dog. Like that's what you do. Versus you and I, which after college we moved to a big city, and I feel like anyone who's in a big city, it's just like it's a different mindset. Everyone's single
totally
into their 30s. Yeah. My younger sister Morgan, she after college,
she's tried to break the mold.
She's tried,
but hasn't been successful.
But after college, actually, she didn't go to college right at first. She went to the Coast Guard. But she, after high school, went to the Coast Guard, went to Puerto Rico. She spent some time in Philadelphia.
She's a lesbian.
But now as she's starting,
and nobody else in your family is.
That's right. If you move to Puerto Rico, you become a lesbian. But she did the same thing I did. Right after college, I moved to Chicago, and I feel like when there's it's not like there's nothing to do, but when you're living in a small town and there's not as much, it's just what you do. You find somebody you like, you settle down, and
that's true. But see, and maybe that was nature for our family and friends who did that, but not for us. I mean, nurture. Maybe that was nurture for them, but not for us. Like our nature came more into play in that specific aspect where perhaps those folks have a different type of nature than that would be our nurture or something. I don't know. Cuz like I don't think that everybody who does it, I don't think people that do it even regret it. Some people do obviously regret it, but some people who move away regret it. It's just really, and it's just so interesting to like look at that. And then where we've come, and with your little sister, like she's done so much and she's moved so much, but like she always ends up at home, which she seems to be happy with, like happy there.
Yeah. God, my parents love it.
Oh yeah, she's in their backyard, right?
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Right? I love it. So it's like, and Morgan, she's just this whole different type of a free bird. Cause I'm free as a bird now. But I mean, like, even though she's still in the place where she grew up, she's not living that get married, settle down, have a family type of a thing. Like, she's still doing her own unique thing. So for her, that would be nurture too, I think, and nature as well, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just really interesting. But then I imagine that some people who do the go to college, settle down immediately, buy a house, a dog, have kids, would argue that that's their nature as well. And maybe it is. But to me, it feels like nurture because it's the opposite of what I've done or have wanted to do, you know? It's just this whole interesting topic.
It's just a whole thing.
It's just a whole thing. Like, I grew up in a very Christian family. I
and now
still
you're
have
a
some
heathen.
faith, but a heathen. I don't go to church. That's true. But I do have some faith and stuff that I can't. It's not like my family's, though. And so that I feel like is nature as well, right? Or how the world has nurtured me and hardened me. Because, like, because I think the nature versus nurture argument, it's very much like the nature of the person and the way your family nurtures you. But I think the world can, like, the world, like your environment can nurture you as well, and like things that happen to you.
Absolutely. That's part of the argument, because if you think about nature, like, they're trying to say people with the same exact DNA. That's why they studied identical twins all the time. Like, if we took the exact same person, the exact same DNA, and we put them in two completely different living situations, whether it's family or a different area of the world or a different city or something like that, that's all nurturing them differently than their nature, which is their DNA and like what they were predisposed to do by fate and blood.
Mm-hmm. When I was in college, in one of my psychology, I think it was in like my Psych 101 class, we're talking about the identical twins separated at birth, and they found each other later in life, and they lived in different parts of the country, but very similar type towns. They used the same obscure toothpaste. They had the same haircut, like weird stuff like that. Twins freak me out, man. They really creep me out. It's so weird. But I think, like, I like to think I'm perhaps a combination, like a happy combination. Everybody is, but I think I'm a happy combination of nature and nurture. Like, I think going to governor's school really nurtured me into having my into like just being more who I was, but was trying to be like, oh, I come from this really conservative town, I need to be a real conservative. But I wasn't. And then I went to governor's school and was like, oh, other people are like this? Cool.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that was like governor's school was kind of an opening up, like an eye-opening experience for me too, in that kind of way. Where it's like, I mean, I wouldn't consider my family conservative at all. And they're not a religious family by any means. But
except at Christmas time with the decorations.
That's right. And the sudden resurgence of whatever that of the baby Jesus in the manger.
The nativity.
The nativity scene. That's what was the word I was trying to look for. But yeah, even going to governor's school and just like meeting a ton of people from a ton of different areas with different backgrounds and beliefs and things like that. That's kind of I'm trying to figure out a way to say this, that like there are some positives and some negatives. Like, being from one area and staying in that one area and settling down, starting your family, it's not a bad thing at all. It's a choice that people make.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then there's the downside to some areas like that, where if you're in that one area and you only stay in that one area, and that area has some like backwards thoughts or some backwards thinking. And like my dad, when he was growing up, lived in a town in Indiana where like literally he had never seen a black person before.
Jeez.
Until he was like, I don't remember, maybe late teens or early 20s or something like that. And so whenever that's what you're exposed to, and you don't see people from different backgrounds, and you don't get to experience different cultures,
and you only hear people having these specific types of thoughts and openly expressing them.
Exactly. And so the media is where you get your interpretation of what these other types of people are. Mm-hmm. Like, that can definitely, that's what is that, nature or nurture? That's nurture. I don't know. The whole conversation is all like, we're coming to realize it's all a big blur.
It's such a blur. But I think that would be nurture, because that's where you were put for whatever reason. Either you were born there or your family moved you there. Like, you're put there, and everything around you everything external affects your internal. Like your thoughts and whatnot. Like, you don't have the opportunity, or you haven't had the opportunity to.
We didn't have our one
explore
shot
beyond that. Yeah. But like, that's why, I mean, that's a huge thing with like, especially like in small towns throughout the country, where a lot of like racism and things like that come into play, because for a lot of like the younger generations, because that's all they've been around, so that's all they know. So they don't know the beauty of not doing that.
Right. Of exposing yourself to other things.
Yeah, exactly. And in many ways, governor's school exposed me not to like the race things I never had an issue with, but like growing up in a Christian family in a small town, LGBTQI plus, those types of issues. were very much like presented to me as this isn't good. This is a sin and all, and whatnot. And I never felt good about that. I was always like, the way that I would present it then, like pre-governor school, was like, the Bible says not to do it, but I'm not going to judge. I don't have a problem with it, but the Bible says not to do it, so that I could sort of fit in still with the people that on the right there. And then I went to governor's school, and I was like, people are gay.
It's like, turns out everyone's gay.
It's like, this is great. They had Gender Bender Day. Do you remember?
Oh,
I never even thought of that, and I was like, what? It opened up my mind. I was like, you know what? It was after governor's school that I was like, I'm not a Republican. I'm not conservative. Like, I just came out and said, I was just like, that to hell with all of this. I'm just gonna come out and be my weird liberal self. And damn the rest.
What a wonderful liberal self that is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. It really opened me up. And also to the fact that I am not gay. There were a lot of gentlemen that I was interested in there.
Yes. What was your line in the song that we made up for the drama group?
Jess is a whore. All she wants is more.
Yep.
Yeah. God, that was such a good experience, and that I think would be considered nurture.
Yeah.
That brought out the nature, but that's interesting too, because one can bring out the other. They affect each other, so I don't really think you can say either way.
Maybe we should smush them into one word. Nurture. Put the A in the N. Nurture. Nurture.
Nurture.
There is no way to separate the two. They're too intermingled.
They're almost the same word, except by two letters.
That's deep.
That's deep. Deep and wide.
Deep and wide.
There's a fountain.
Rolling
no
deep and
river
wide.
flowing deep and wide. That's a little bit of Christian music for you.
Yeah. It's a nice little discussion we had there, Jessie. Thank you for bringing the topic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you for discussioning with me.
If you guys would like to let us know about your nature versus nurture and how it affected you in your upbringing, please feel free to DM us, email us, tweet at us,
slide
into our DMs.
Get at us on the internet.
Get at us, EA Sports in the game. We're going to move to our conversation starter in just a moment, but before we do, let's talk about Affable Idiots. It is the brand under which we fall, along with Respawn Aimfire, which is our gaming wing. What's your face for?
I accidentally read the conversation starter. Was trying to make sense of it.
Yes, we'll get to that in a second.
Sorry.
We have a couple of things. One, there's a really cool new thing coming out Friday. If you're listening to this day one, it is tomorrow, Friday, May 22nd. We have a video coming out, super secret and special. It's going to be hilarious. You're not going to want to miss it. Go to Affable Idiots YouTube channel.
I've seen it. It's funny.
I did show Jessie, yes. While you're there, hit the subscribe button, and then go to our other channels, AAWY and Respawning Fire. Hit the subscribe button because we need 100 subscribers on each in order to get to youtube.com/whatever we wanted to say.
Yeah. We can make it say bippity boppity boop 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 boop.
Boobies.
Boobies.
Bippity bop bop boop 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 boobies.
Boobies.
That's it. That is your duty. Go there. Duty. Let's move on to our conversation starter. So, Jessie.
I do get the question now. I was like, at first when I read it, I was like, wait, what? But then I was like, oh wait, no, I totally get it.
Yes. Our conversation starter comes from the community, from you, our lifelong friends, and it happens however you'd like for it to happen. You can tweet at us at Affable Idiots, and that's the most common way. But this one comes from Twitter user at nightmare_pick, who says, how do people say that they always or never do something when that's impossible?
See, I get it now.
Yep.
I was trying to read it and listen. I was like, What? That's true. It is impossible. Unless you're saying, like, I always breathe.
See, even that, that was the thing that my mind just jumped to. Is like, I always breathe, but you don't. Sometimes you die. Sometimes you go into, sometimes you're unconscious. Sometimes you drown.
Well, but at that point, you're not, or I always need to breathe. Because if you're talking about, like, being underwater, holding your breath or whatever, I always have the need to constantly be breathing. But once you die, you're not really an I anymore.
But here's the thing. You are an I still as a dead person. You just can't express it. We've just never been able to ask a dead person whether or not they're still an I afterwards.
Well, they're not in that body anymore, so they're something else.
Well, they might still be in that body. What about people who die and then come back to life? Like on the operating table or something like that.
Well, they leave the body, and then God says,
"Let there be light."
Not yet!
Shoves them right back into their corpse.
Pushes them down with his big God hand. With her big God hand.
Their big God hand.
Big God hand.
Did you just assume God's gender?
I know, that was rude.
What about never do something? Is there something you could say that you never do? I never murder.
I never eat fish.
But
on purpose.
On purpose.
Like sometimes we'll order something from a restaurant and we think it's vegetarian, like an egg roll or something, and then it's got a shrimp in it. I'm like,
ugh. Does shrimp count as fish? It is seafood, but it's not fish.
When I say fish, I mean anything that's lived in water ever.
Like a hippo.
Yeah, I don't eat hippos.
I don't eat hippopotamus size.
I don't think anybody should eat hippos. Aren't they endangered?
Yes, probably. I don't know.
I never have a penis.
I don't know.
Attached to my body.
Okay. Maybe you have one with dinner and a glass of wine, but never attached to your
penis
body.
Time. Let's see. What else do I never do?
I never. See, even I was gonna say I never wipe my butt with my bare hand, but I can't with 100% confidence say that hasn't happened.
Yeah, or that it won't ever happen. But I guess we're not talking about the future. We're talking about like what we always or never do up until now.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
which is constantly changing as time goes.
It is that time is weird, right?
Yeah, time is weird. Weird. There's not even an H in that. Brian, why are you acting so weird?
Why am I saying what weird? Whiskey.
Cool whip.
Obviously, Nightmare Pick, the real answer to this is that people are liars.
Yeah.
Everyone's a liar, and if they say they're not a liar, then they're a liar. Because
liar, plants for hire.
Plants for hire. Thank you, SpongeBob, Patrick. Yeah, people are liars.
I thought that was you.
No, that's SpongeBob. It's the episode.
Man.
I'm told you.
Are you even funny?
I'm not funny. I just have a soundboard in my brain of all the funny things I've ever heard, and I bring them out at the right times.
Oh, I love it.
But it's just forget. It's just like literally.
Yes.
Like people, they say literally when they don't mean literally. We say always.
I'm
when we don't mean always.
literally dying right now. I mean, I guess technically you are literally dying at every moment in your life from birth. You are constantly marching toward your death, which could be.
It depends on how you define dying, because if your cells are still young enough that they're regenerating faster than they're shedding, then you might not be dying.
But you're still shedding cells. You might be more living, but you're still part dying.
I don't know, Jesse.
Nightmare Pick, what do you think on that?
What do you think, Nightmare Pick?
I'm literally so mad. I'm literally crying right now. You'll see I'm not crying.
Yeah, I can definitely tell. Your eyes are dry as a baby's bottom.
Ooh, that's good, because you don't want a wet baby's bottom. That's when they get diaper rash.
That's why you get baby powder.
Yes, I love baby powder.
Baby powder. David Jones. David Jones.
Davy Jones.
Thank you for that conversation starter, Nightmare_Pick. If you want to reach out to us and give us another one, anyone, whoever you are out there, you can do that. They can be simple, serious, silly. Has to start with an S, though.
Yeah, simple, serious, silly, sarcophagus.
Sarcastic.
Ooh. Slimy.
Samsonite.
Nailed it. I was way off.
That's it, everyone, for this episode 11 of AAWY, and also with you. And with that, we'd like to send you off with a little parting positive thought, send you into the night with some positivity as you go to, I don't know, drink blood out of people's necks or whatever you do at night.
Ooh, vampires.
Yeah. Speaking of, have you watched the show What We Do in the Shadows?
Not yet. I wasn't sure if I thought the show was going to be good. The movie was good.
I have not seen the movie. I just found out there was a movie, but I just watched both seasons of the show.
Is it good? You think I like it?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I think you'll like it. It's funny.
All right. Oh, I think the same people who did, because I was like, that Taika did that.
Yeah, Taika and one of the guys from Flight of the Conchords.
Yes, Jermaine.
Jermaine Clement, yes.
Love him.
Yeah.
All right, well, I have to watch the show then. I will.
Send us off with a parting positive thought. Here we go. Just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things. It's garbage can, not garbage cannot. And I believe this meme is usually presented with a picture of Oscar the Grouch. Yes, from Sesame Street.
This showed up on my Instagram again recently, and I thought, it's so oddly motivational because, like, the whole just because you're trash could be seen as an insult, but, like, look at yourself in the mirror and tell me that you don't feel occasionally about yourself that you're trash.
Look at your face in the face and say.
Which doesn't mean you are trash. But, I mean, I've looked at myself and been like, oh, you piece of fucking trash. You know? You know, like when you're feeling sad or, you know, but you get down on yourself sometimes. Yep. But
you could also interpret this like a rags to riches type thing. Like if you come from a bad environment, it doesn't mean that you can't get out and become something great.
Yeah.
There you go, everybody.
We did it. We came from small towns. I'm just kidding. Those were bad environments.
No, we had a pretty great upbringing.
Yeah, we had really good upbringings. But, yeah, so just garbage can your way through life.
Garbage through life. All right, everyone, that's it for this week. Join us next week. Go to Twitter, tweet the things, watch our extra special video, May 22nd, the Affable Idiots YouTube account. XXX for sex. Bye, everybody. Hearts and sharts.
Farty sharts?
Sharts, farts, and snowballs.
No, hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses. That's the one. Hearts and sharts, sharty farts. Bye.
Bye.